I absolutely find it baffling that we had to wait 6 episodes for the Rings of Power to finally deliver its best episode yet. I don't know how this works, guys, but you can have a show that's this bad and yet it can still deliver an episode where you're like, where has this been all along? And it's perfectly titled. It's titled Doomed to Die. And that's how I feel about the TV show. The show has been doomed since season 1. But let me get into the important aspect of the show, the one that stands out for me personally. And the one thing that I've been talking about this entire season that has stood out to me ends up being the strongest aspect of the Rings of Power. It's still the main thread that is holding all this together. And that is the relationship between Anatar, aka Sauron, and Celebrimbor. That relationship has held the show together. And to see this finally going and heading towards its conclusion has been long overdue. I feel like it's been dragged out. One thing I love about this episode is that the pacing is on point, and we finally get to the siege of Eregion, which has been coming, but that finally happens. And the manipulation of Sauron. Sauron has always been a character. That's why he has the nickname of Sauron the Deceiver. And what he has done here is exactly that. Now, Sauron has always been a character that uses people. That is why he is pure evil. He uses people, and when it's done with you and there's no longer a use for you, you get discarded. You get pushed off the ledge, off the side of the castle, bam. And that's just what he does. And this episode is a perfect example of that. Now, Celebrimbor finally wakes up from his fever dream and realizes, something is happening here. And that scene where he opens up the door and, he hears the battle that has been going on this whole time. That's a massive eye opener. And when it comes to Sauron, finally we get to see Sauron for who he truly is. I mean, we know who he is as a character, but just to see Celebrimbor see that through his eyes is a shocker. And I feel like things are only going to get worse from here. That has been the glue that has kept this show together. And I feel like now that thread is finally coming to an end and all will be revealed, now the show is actually at a point where it should kick into gear. This is that point where you're like, this is the foundation. This is a stepping stone. Let's kick on from here. And the show hopefully might get better. Now, this is the penultimate episode, and things will lead into the finale where we have to see that storyline come to an end. It has to come to a conclusion. And, he's still busy with the rings for the 9. And once that happens, then we'll get the introduction of the Nazgul. So that's pretty interesting. And I just have a feeling the Balrog is going to be unleashed here because, hey, who cares about the Second Age? Nobody cares. Let's make this show entertaining. And on top of that, we get a kiss that's very uncomfortable, Elrond and Galadriel, play kissy face. Very weird, very awkward. It was felt throughout Middle Earth. Okay, that's a bit dramatic, but yeah, it was thrown in there. And I think the whole pause in between the battle, I understand that they had to have a meeting and discuss what's going on, but I was like, you know what? I don't know about this, man. So that is the one aspect that's a bit, negative for me when it comes to this episode. And this is what the show could have been, should have been. And if they just focused on character development, a well-written story, sharp dialogue, get the pacing right, this show could have been a success. And it's another example of what the show could have been. And that's episode 7, guys. Please let me know what you guys think. Have you been tortured by the show like I have? I still stuck around. Every week I come on here, I'm like, I'm done. This show is dead to me. And guess what? When the next episode drops, I watch it. At the end of the day, everything that has a beginning has an end. I have to see how this thing plays out, and let's see what happens. Will there be a season 3? I think if we get to a season 3, it will be all out action. I think season 3 will happen, but they have to learn from their mistakes. They have to be better. This is not good. This is not where I want the show to be. And that's just me as a fan, because I love The Lord of the Rings. I wanted this show to be good, and it's not. And I have to be honest, So please let me know what you guys think about episode 7, Doomed to Die. Catch you on the next video.